Hello and welcome to Rank Class. So today I'm going to talk about jobs, and not just any jobs, but the jobs we often overlook or we find insignificant or worthless. But I'm here to talk about how we need the jobs and how we often see the jobs not being filled due to a lot of us saying, I don't want the hours, I don't want to do what they have to do, and other do the jobs since they believe that they're better than the other options they have, or they actually really want to do this. So at the moment, there's a lot of focus about jobs in the UK because since Brexit, they now need a lot of people who will work as waitresses and cleaners and so on. And I believe it's something we can see in most rich countries, so to speak. People don't really want those jobs due to late hours. Jobs might be hard physical, or you have to do a lot of stuff in a short while. Like like where I live, if you have some sort of delivery company, you often employ people who just arrived at the country, or you do have to have people from other countries come and take the position because you have long hours, you have a busy workload, and you don't really have any time off. And some people will take the job because it will be better than what they were able to get where they came from, or they feel it's the only thing they can do where they live now. But we need all these jobs, and I for once have had some of these jobs because I worked a lot of different places during my life. Like driving around in a garbage trunk, taking care of all our leftovers. If a kid in school says, I want to be that, then we tend to ask them to aim higher or do something else instead of actually saying, okay, you want to do that. That's amazing because we need them to live every day of our life. Because if we did not have anyone to take care of our garbage, then we will drown in garbage, and that would not be a pretty world. And we need to remember that we need garbage drivers. We need someone to take care of our children, our elderly. We have people to work in factories, supermarkets. We have to have farmers and all that. Even though the hours might be late and the work will be hard and the pay will be next to none, we really need these people. Otherwise, society will stop as we know it. But we often see that people who grew up in a rich country don't want to do most of that jobs because they don't want to have those hours. They don't want to have a small pay. They want to be able to afford things in life more rapidly than other people might get. So a lot of people aim higher and say no thanks to those jobs that we see as button jobs. But again, they are important. Where I live, we have a lot of problem filling in the elder care section, and a lot of people coming here actually begin to work in elder care because a lot of us is just saying, no, I don't want to change adult diapers. I don't want to be someone who has to take care of an elderly. I don't want to do this. But we have to have people do it because that is the way our society works. We have to be able to take care of the elder generations and of our sick and so on. But a lot of people don't want to do those jobs because the pay is not that great, the hours are weird, and you have to do something that a lot of people won't dream of having to do. And if we as a country or countries don't have any people to fill in these positions, like the UK at the moment, then you need to find people who are willing to take those positions from other places. And sometimes during history, some people have actually been welcomed in a great mass into a country because there were a work shortage or something like that. But we have a lot of politicians and people who are like, I don't want people to come to our country and take our jobs and take our life and all that. But we tend to forget that the jobs they are taking are often the jobs that we don't want to begin with. Because if we wanted to be a waitress or an elder care, a nurse, or someone who take care of children, stuff like that, then we wouldn't read in the papers about shortages of these people. We won't hear in the news that we are now needing tens of thousands of new waitresses. We don't need all those people, but we do. And again, look at Brexit and how many people they are wanting right now that no longer can work in the UK because they have to have a lot of visas and work papers and stuff like that. Where I live, we had the problem due to the lockdown that all the farmer aids that used to come during harvest season from other countries were not able to come into the country. So they had to make some special rules to try and adapt to that because we needed those people to come and help with the harvest. Otherwise, we couldn't get our food. And it's crazy to think that even though we have farmers, we don't have enough because people don't want to do it because the pay is almost none. The hours are late every day, and you really have to burn for what you're doing to take the jobs. And it's something you can see in a lot of jobs that you really, really have to burn for it. And you really want to do it, even though the pay might be small and the hours might be weird. And I fall into that category because a lot of people think that job I have, I take care of children and adults and stuff like that. And people tend to be like, oh, you're just there to make sure our children don't kill each other and stuff like that. So they derail the value of the job I'm doing. And it's something you can see across the board with all the jobs. And my job, again, I have a semi-long education and I have one of the lowest paid jobs in the country I live according to education, even though I'm there to help shape the future generations and make sure that they grow up being a good all-round person with good social skills and know-how on life and willing to learn and adapt. But a lot of people tend to just look at it like, well, you're just playing games with them and doing nothing. So why should we bother paying you more? Or why should we accept your job more? And it's something we really have to look at because, again, if we keep downplaying jobs, then no one wants to take the jobs. We actually have to talk about the good all the jobs are doing. Some jobs might seem like they're doing nothing. Like my job again, it might seem like I'm just playing games with the kids. But in that game, I'm actually teaching the kids a lot of stuff. And I'm observing and making sure that everything is going all right and that they all learn what they need to learn so they become well-adjusted kids and adults. It's the same with the garbage man. We might be like, oh, he's just picking up garbage and running. No, they actually have a small education where they have to learn how to take care of different sorts of garbage, like toxic garbage, and they have to have certifications to actually be able to drive with it and make sure that they handle it correctly. And if we keep downplaying it, again, a lot of people won't do it in the future, and then we have a problem again. And I'm sure if we think on ourselves, we probably have downplayed a lot of jobs. And we probably have talked about, oh, that job seems easy and stuff like that. And yeah, some jobs might seem easy, but that doesn't mean that they are easy or that they are not needed anymore because we really need a lot of the jobs that people tend to not want to have. So let's praise everyone who has a job that helps society run. Let's praise each other for having a job and not downplay what people are doing, but actually acknowledge that that person might be doing a job that none of us actually want to take and say thank you. And I know Google have begun making teachers' days, nurses' days, etc. But we should actually focus on all jobs. And I know teachers and nurses are doing an amazing job and an important job, but we need to look at everyone so everyone feel that their job is validated, so everyone feel that their job have a meaning instead of being ridiculed. So I do hope this episode have made you more aware of jobs that you might have looked down upon or talked down on, but we actually need because we really need people to take care of us, produce our food, make sure shops are running, take care of sick people, children, old people, garbage, and so on. So I hope that I opened your mind a bit. And if you like this episode, feel free to listen to other episodes. And you can find me on Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, Patreon, YouTube, and so on. I wish you all a very happy day.